one. All right, hey everyone, welcome to BEAMathon. This is day 3 and weekend 2, and we're going to finish it off for the night with our last college panel AMA of the day. And before we introduce our amazing speakers, we're just going to hit it off with this prize opportunity. Y'all know the drill. We're gonna have some Beam stickers in store. And I didn't get to throw the stickers, so I guess I'll do it now because I don't want to clean up my room too much, but whatever. Oh my God, I'm gonna regret this. Bam. And y'all, you know what? This is gonna be I'm in the mood for some equal distribution. So you know what? If you post a story, I'll give you the stickers. It's not gonna be a competition anymore. So just post a story before the workshop ends, tag Beam community, even tag me if you want to repost and stuff, and I'll do it. And also another surprise. Wait, beyond just like the Beam stickers, we also got some sticker giant stickers. Oh, I'm gonna regret this, but yeah. So we got some here if y'all want to win some stuff. Oh my God, I'm gonna regret this. But you know, I'm just gonna go all out. I need to do this at least like once a night. So we got that, and we got some pop figures. I'm gonna select like 1 or 2 people at the end of this to get some pop figures. So in addition to the stickers, who's ready for some maybe like irrelevant pop figures like Teen Titans? I don't even know who watches Teen Titans. Like, no one watched Teen Titans when they were younger, right? Isn't that? Yeah, I have no idea what this is. She's trying to be Batgirl with a knockoff version. Bye. So yeah, if that pop figure didn't break, then you could have it. Okay. We also got, from a selection, we got a Mary Poppins. You know what? Maybe she doesn't need an umbrella to fly when I can toss her too. There we go. And Moana, y'all know the line. Y'all know the line. Y'all know what I was gonna say. You miss this all. You miss this all in the opening and closing ceremonies. This is all I do. I just throw the pop figures. So Moana, you want to know how far she'll go? You want to know how far she'll go? This is how far you'll go. Oh, I hit it on the lip. Okay, so if the box is not broken, I will give you guys one of those. So who's ready? Who wants a pop figure? Say me in the chat if you want some broken pop figures.
Me.
Thank you, Julia. Y'all want more of that action? That's just a preview of the opening and closing ceremonies. Y'all missed it. Okay, you know what? I might as well just throw the rest of my stickers. I'm not one for animal cruelty, but this, no, I'm not. There's some parrots in here, but I'ma lightly drop it because I'm not getting PETA to call me, or like, what is it? I don't know. But we got the rest of these Beam stickers. I'll throw the entire box. Ready. Bye. So I'm gonna be doing that. Should I just throw the entire box? Oh wait, no, it's actually gonna break. Never mind. Okay, I'm not gonna do any more of that. Maybe I'll do it at the end. Oh, you know, since it's a tight-knit group, you know how all those colleges are like, oh, like we do a scream before the finals and stuff. Like, well, let's all scream at the end, okay? So we'll save that for later. So anyways, let's get into the nitty-gritty of everything. Sorry for the foolery, but anyways, now I'm just going to get started. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna call in like each of the speakers, and if you just want to like introduce yourself, what colleges you're going to attend or like you're currently attending, and just some fun facts about you, your hobbies and stuff like that, and why you're excited for the workshop besides my amazing presentation of those pop figures. So Ollie, feel free to go ahead and unmute your mic and introduce yourself.
Sure. Well, I don't know how to top that after that opening, but my name is Ollie. I will be attending Yale University in the fall. Woot woot. Bula bula. Go Bulldogs. Better than Cornell. But I am very, very interested in poetry. I write a lot of poetry. I'm a poet myself. And I really interested in business and economics. I could talk about that forever. But I'm overall just a big nerd, and I like having really deep convos. So if you really want to have a great convo, hit me up.
Ooh, yes, hit him up for that. And then we got Julia. Feel free to introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, I'm Julia. I'm currently on the car because I had to return something to the mall. But I'm Julia. I'm currently a senior. I'm going to Cornell Engineering. And yes, Andrew. I'm like the founder of First in Support. So it's a organization that seeks to uplift first generation low income and immigrant students. So definitely follow that Instagram First in Support. But yeah, like I love photography. In my free time right now, I'm doing like film photography, and I'm like in a film photography class. So it's really cool.
Yeah. Oh my God. Iconic. She's multitasking. Okay. Period. So I don't think Sierra's here right now. So we'll go on to Ollie's rival, Andrew Juan. Feel free to introduce yourself.
We've got more of the Cornellians in here. My name is Cornell. My name is not Cornell. My name is Andrew. My name is Andrew. I'll be going to Cornell this fall. I'll be studying healthcare policy in the College of Human Ecology. I do a variety of political work. I was the National Youth Director for the Yang 2020 presidential campaign. If any of you guys know Andrew Yang, go check him out. He's running for mayor of New York City. And I'm also the co-founder and political director of the Young Americans Coalition for Unity, which is a nonprofit organization dedicated to engaging youth in politics and promoting unity and bipartisanship. Really had to talk with y'all, and go Big Red.
All right. Okay. So now we introduced Cornell University. Now we're going to go next to Will. Feel free to introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. I'm Will. I go to UC Berkeley. Go Bears. I'm a first year here at UC Berkeley. I'm studying anthropology with a concentration in archaeology and biological anthropology with a minor in human rights. So kind of a mouthful, but I'm currently doing research on an archaeological site in Greece, and I'm working on indigenous sovereignty here in the Bay Area. So yeah, thanks for inviting me to be here. Happy to share some thoughtful tips.
Awesome. Thank you so much for introducing yourself. So now let's get started. So I'm going to unshare my screen, and basically how this is going to work is if you have any questions related to the college admissions process, just feel free to leave them in the chat. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the speakers, if you guys have an answer to the question, just feel free to raise your hand on the reactions in the Zoom, and I'll leave the floor to you. So the first question, I don't know if you guys asked any questions here in the chat. Oh, Selena, feel free to unmute your mic if you have one right now.
Okay, so there's two questions. One is kind of like lighthearted. It's like, did you procrastinate on your applications? And second one is, what do you think made you get into the schools?
All right, so the first question about like the procrastination, like, does anyone have any like takes on that, like how to avoid procrastination, or like what was your experience like? So feel free to raise your hand. Yeah, and Ollie, feel free to go ahead.
I definitely procrastinated. I think I started my supplements just like looking at them a week before the deadline, but I really never finished them until like 2 hours before the deadline. I had them planned out and I had different ideas, but I think what killed me was just how did I want to portray myself? And so I definitely did procrastinate on just like overall writing them, but also because I didn't know what was the right direction to portray myself. I think a lot of the times when it comes to college applications, we procrastinate not just because it's a lot of work, but it's also because it's overwhelming to think about we're going to be decided based on the way that we're presented. So picking one direction or picking one thing is really hard. So my advice is don't procrastinate, start early, but also just find a part of yourself that you really, really like and you want to showcase more, and just kind of go deep into that, regardless of whether you've spent time on it. Just open up your brain and let the admissions officer just see what you have inside.
Yeah, thank you so much for giving your take on that. So wait, everyone in the chat, so can you give a me in the chat if you're a procrastinator? Who is a professional procrastinator in this Zoom? Everyone give a me. Hey, look at that. Look at all oh, this is the first time I've never seen us divided. Oh my God, look at us go. Look at us go. Our entire country has to learn from this. But anyway, so we can have Julia. Feel free to go next and give your advice.
Yeah, for sure. So I wrote my Cornell's. I wrote like pretty much like half, like 80% of it, like 2 days before. I started like 3 days before. And then it was like so bad. And then I pretty much finished it like the night of on the due date. And honestly, I would say I'm a firm believer that diamonds are made under pressure. And so I'm like a very expert procrastinator. I think my writing is definitely better under pressure, or if I write them at like 2 a.m. In the morning, they're like probably better. But yeah, I just can't like write them without like a deadline. So I don't think procrastination is that bad, but I am really, really thankful that like all my friends are like super supportive. Like I remember I was like, oh, I'm like so screwed for like Cornell essay. But like I texted like 5 of my friends, and then they hopped on that night to help me edit. So definitely find good friends if you're a procrastinator like me. What made me like, I think I did Cornell, like I kind of like had a feeling that I would get in because I like in 8th grade I did like a science project, and I specifically like emailed like Cornell professors to like for like food science. And so I think yeah, I was like, I mean, like that kind of connection. So like definitely build up your connections, right? Like network and stuff with like the colleges that you want to go. So definitely that's like the point. And then also it's just like you have to have a firm reason why you want to go to that college. So I chose Cornell like because they have a food science program, and I'm like really invested in food. So that what made me like ED Cornell. So I kind of explained like my love for food and how that go into like engineering. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing those insights. Definitely feel that Selena feels that procrastination gang. So Will, feel free to give your take on those 2 questions as well.
Yeah, so I'm first to admit I'm definitely a procrastinator, probably too much sometimes, but kind of like the other sentiments expressed, the best ideas honestly come at the last minute. When you're under pressure, sometimes your brain just kind of like jumps to so many little things, and sometimes you produce like the next like Shakespeare or something. So it's really honestly, I'd say this is a hot take. It's okay to procrastinate, but also be cognizant that there's a deadline and it's firm. There's just things that cannot be extended. So if you're going to procrastinate, do it wisely, if that makes sense. But also know that like there's deadlines, and you kind of just have to sit there, force yourself to write thoughts on a Google Doc or Microsoft Word, and just, start talking about yourself. What do you like? What were you good in high school? What were things that you felt passionate about? Just write all these thoughts out to kind of get your brain into the thinking of, okay, what exactly do I want to put in my application? So yeah, that's pretty much, please don't procrastinate, but also, start doing exercises, start brainstorming, start thinking about, why do I want to go to this college? What can this college offer? What can I offer the college in return? So think about those kind of things. Also for the second part, I think what got me at Berkeley is that I wasn't kind of afraid to just, cold email admissions officers, faculty, just honestly build those connections like Julia said, just cold email them, reach out to a program there, express your interest that you want to go to this school, and in return, they will see that. So, and also it's good to have like an admissions officer read your essays, because they can correct you on what's good, what are you doing right, and also what can you maybe fix to kind of more articulate yourself better in the application. So honestly, just also, I'm a big advocate for, I think essays are really important, because those are kind of the really, besides from numbers, stats, besides from all of these kind of just numerical things about your identity, this is where you get to express who you are, your own words, and what you choose to put is what you can put. So I'm a big advocate for writing about yourself in the essays.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much for sharing your insights on that. And Andrew, feel free to go ahead and share your advice as well.
Yeah, definitely. So for me, I was definitely actually not a procrastinator with my first few applications. I actually started my Cornell supplement in April, which was, thinking back, that is 7 months before the deadline. Because after I visited Cornell in February, I absolutely fell in love and really wanted to get into it. So I think that's a really good thing, where if you really find the one college that you really love, or several colleges that you really love, start getting into the process really early, do your research and talk to professors. But on the other hand, I really procrastinated from some of my other RD applications because I really wanted to hear back from Cornell, where a lot of my other applications that were like easier if they were like just why college essays that I could just edit and reuse. I did submit those, but colleges like Yale, Brown, and Georgetown that I was going to apply to that had much more complex essays I really did not want to do. So in hindsight, that probably would not have been such a good idea if I had gotten deferred or didn't get into Cornell. But in a sense, if you're confident in some way, I guess, then you can procrastinate that. That's fine. For me, what I think one of the strongest things that I got in, where one part was due to my kind of fit with the college. In the College of Human Ecology, it's known to have somewhat of a higher acceptance rate throughout the Cornell colleges, but this is as a result of more niche majors. So with the College of Human Ecology, and I think Cornell as a whole, from what I've seen, is that they really want to see your fit with the college, and they really want to see you understand why you want to go there, because a lot of kids, you shotgun to lots of schools. I strongly discourage that, especially with Cornell, because from what I've seen is that all of the shotgunners tend to apply to College of Arts and Sciences when they don't realize that their major can be better fit in a different college. So when you apply to colleges, like I know there's a girl from Penn isn't here, but Penn has this similar system where they have 4 different colleges. Make sure you're finding the college that fits you and do your research. Some other examples are like Northwestern, where I know they have like 6 or 7 different undergraduate colleges as well. And on the other hand, networking, of course, like Julia and Will had said, when I visited Cornell, I was fortunate enough, I happened to bump into the director of undergraduate studies for my major, which was just really fortunate for me, where we were able to speak. She invited me to her husband's course to visit, and we kept up, talking throughout. So I think just really being able to talk with people and presenting yourself in a really good light is really important. And that's also good practice for interviews as well, where you have to understand, what you are and why you're doing what you're doing. So I think that's really crucial.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much for your advice on that. And Julia's asking, how did you do that during quarantine?
Well, I visited the professor in February, so it was before, if that's what you're referring to.
I gotcha. All right. So let's see.
Wait, did you just go on campus and just visited? Like, how did you get connected with them?
Well, in February, I visited, I did like a tour and stuff. And then, so with the College of Human Ecology, they have 2 buildings that their main stuff is in, which is one is Martha Van Rensselaer Hall, or MVR Hall, which I was walking around, they were undergoing renovations. So I was looking at like a map because me and my parents got lost in the building. And then this lady comes up behind us and was like, she was one holding a salad in one hand and holding textbooks in the other. She's like, "Are you guys lost?" And we're like, "Yes." And then she's like, "What building are you looking for?" I'm like, "We're looking for like the policy analysis and management healthcare policy area." And she's like, "Wow, I'm the director of undergraduate studies of that department." I'm like, "Okay." So it's really just luck sometimes and coincidence.
Yeah, that's insane. Let's see, there's another question, and it's what should you talk about with admissions officers and professors? So maybe if you have like a chance to actually meet them, like if you're on the college campus itself, or if you want to email them, like now that we're in the pandemic and stuff, like if you want to reach out to them just for more information or to show your like maybe demonstrated interest in the college, like how do you actually approach talking to those admissions officers and professors and stuff like that? So Andrew, I don't know if you're raising your hand for this question, if you want to give your take on that too. Oh, wait, probably not. Okay,
No, sorry, I was just trying to click the unmute button. But I mean, I forgot to lower my hand, but I can still talk about this. Where emailing, especially emailing, it might be more difficult. But there's 2 ways that I would strongly recommend talking with admissions officers with. The first is obviously the most easy, which is emailing. Where regardless if a college tracks demonstrated interest or not, and you can find that through their common data set, I would strongly encourage you to email your admissions officer and get as specific as you can. For example, for Cornell, they both have regional admissions officers, but those aren't ones that actually are reviewing your application. You want to email your college's admissions officers. But in general, you want to try and get as specific as you can, like if you have a specific regional one or if it's one for your college. And never, ever, 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 I can't emphasize this enough, never, never, never email with a question that can be easily searchable on the website. That is a big, big, big no-no. Always try and email about things that are somewhat relevant or personal with you, and you want to be able to make clear to the admissions officer that you not only have an interest, but you've also done your research beforehand. You don't want to, look like a fool and be like, when is your essay due? Like that just don't do that. So email with intent. And the second way is when you go to events, like admissions events or stuff like that. Sometimes they'll have smaller regional ones with your local regional admissions officer. I know Brown did that this year, where you're basically you, like maybe 10 other people and your admissions officer. Turn your freaking cameras on, talk. Like, don't just sit there with your camera off and expect it like it's another one. If you're in one of those webinars where they don't let you chat, those are lame, those are pointless. Go to the regional ones. Normally they'll let you talk. Normally they'll let you show your face. Do that, show your interest, even if they don't have demonstrated interest.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely agree with a lot of those points. So let's see. Another question in here is, what do you guys think made you get in? Like kind of a spike or a well-rounded holistic application? And kind of goes along with the question. Do you think it's better to be one or the other, spike or well-rounded, or kind of just be yourself in a sense? So Ollie, feel free to give your take on that.
Sure. I applied as a prospective econ major. I said this before, I'm really big on econ, but I really only dove deep into econ one time in one of my extracurriculars. Like the rest of my extracurricular activities were either with marketing, or this sort of service or leadership or business. So I really never had a strong connection to economics. So if we're thinking about just like intended major, I never had a strong peak in economics, but I had showed a lot of times within my college application about these different ideas about economic systems and processes that I've learned from my other places or my other extracurriculars and experiences. So necessarily when we think about spiked or well-rounded, it really kind of depends also on the major. Like a major like economics, you probably wouldn't have a lot of experience in unless you've taken like a macro or micro course in high school. But some of the other majors possibly would want to have a spike in just to show that you are not only like focused on the curriculum or what that major is intended to be, but also that you have real world experience and application for it. Economics is one of those that leads to different career and pathways. So having actual like application experience to it isn't really necessary. But I would, if I were you, I would dive deep into certain things. But if you realize that that's not what you want to major in college, show that in your application, right? Like go for it in your application and really talk about how, you know, I'm really interested in this, but I've always done this. Here's the two ways that I can connect both of them. That's what I did with poetry, right? Because of quarantine, I recognized how much I wanted to focus more on poetry than I did on my other extracurricular activities. And because of that, I was able to tie both my passion for economics and poetry, which are tied by the idea of choice, and really kind of diving deep into that. So if you're really focusing on like being well-rounded or spike, I think your essays are going to be the best determination for whether or not you're going to be able to show yourself, because I don't think admissions officers see you as spiked or well-rounded. They see you as applicants. And so they're trying to find and pinpoint certain things to make sure that you'll succeed and also give back to the college, because it's a business first and institution second, unfortunately.
Yep, that's the reality. Thank you so much for that advice. And Will, feel free to give your take on that too.
Yeah, so I agree with what Ollie was saying. I feel like well-rounded is a term that's thrown around to kind of hide the facade of like, oh, I'm a student applying to a competitive university. I have to do everything. I have to be masterful in all these subjects, have to have all these versatile abilities. My take is that I think sometimes, like Ollie said, it's just better to specifically hone in on something that you're good in, show that you have an interest in that, because at the end of the day, you're going to apply to your major and there's going to be so many other students competing for that spot in that major. So I would say if you have these other little things that relate to your major and put those on your application, it can do nothing but boost your chances and show that you actually, when you get to the school, you're going to be a part of that department. You're going to be a useful asset for that department's goals and interests and the future and legacy of what that department can accomplish. So I would say just focus really on your strengths and be sure to be cognizant that like by focusing on these strengths, you can do nothing but just show how interested and inspired you are by the subject.
Yeah, for sure. That's some really awesome advice. Thanks for sharing. So let's see. Another question in the chat is from Melinda, and she's asking, a lot of people say that your extracurriculars should align with your passions. So it's kind of going along with the last question. So do you think this is crucial, or could you explore activities related to both the humanities and STEM tracks? So basically, in that sense, like, is there such thing as like spreading yourself out too thin? Should you avoid that? Can you like be more well-rounded and explore new things during high school? So what's your take on that? And Andrew, feel free to unmute your mic and share your advice.
Yeah, I think this actually kind of builds on the last one on like the spike and well-rounded in terms of on the extracurricular side. It really like others have said, I think it really depends on your field. If it's high intensive where a lot of people are applying into it, where I expect something like bio, you might want to position yourself as a like more professionally oriented than some other bio applicants or something like that. But for me, at least my major is healthcare policy, and it's really interdisciplinary, where it's both, humanities in the sense of political science and public policy, but it's also STEM in the sense of, health and medicine. It's really important to find your own interests, because colleges, I mean, from what I've seen, can mostly tell when you're only doing an activity just for the sake of it, just for college applications. Strongly advise against that, where you really want to find your own interests and passions. And even if that means, doing a lot of things between the humanities and STEM, I think too many people lock themselves in a box and say, I want to be a math major. I'm only going to do math extracurriculars. Like, I mean, if you really, really love math that much, then yeah, go ahead. But if you're someone that has lots of like quirky, diverse interests and don't like force a quirk, kind of just whatever you really love. Like I love, I live in an area that is highly affected by climate change. And even yet, it's still relevant to like political science and public policy. But I'm on a board of a local climate change organization. I'm involved in some local other, youth-run climate organizations, and that's something that I'm interested in. So I think it's really about finding what you're interested in and not really worrying about if it's spreading out too much or if it's too focused on one thing.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely agree with those insights. And Will, feel free to share your advice on that as well.
Yeah, so my take on this is kind of like what Andrew said. Admissions officers can really detect if you're just doing something for the sake of resume or to boost your kind of CV, basically. My advice is really just focus on things that make you happy and feel like you can learn something from. So for example, I applied as like under anthropology, which has nothing to do with the political science program that I did. But in that political science program, I talked about how I learned to advocate for myself, to be open-minded. I learned how to work with people, build communication skills. So I think it's okay to mention these things only if you actually learned an important lesson from it, or if you gained a skill, technical, or it could be technical or just a communication skill or just a team building skill. Just make sure that it actually meant something to you and you're not just writing about it for the sake of trying to have all of these accolades on your application, because they really can detect how much commitment you put into it. Because, for example, depending, I think most applications do this, but like they'll ask you to list your activities, but then they ask like, how many weeks did you do it? How many years were you involved? How many hours per week was it? And if it's just a bunch of like 1 year, like 2 hours a week things, they're going to show that you don't really have that much commitment. So really just stick to things that you have passion for and that you feel like you can learn something from.
Yeah, I think that's some really great tips. Thank you so much for sharing. And Ollie, if you wanted to add on too.
Yeah, I think a lot of our kind of not grade, but I think a lot of our generation just will create random nonprofits and random clubs to just put on their application. And it's really tempting because I feel like a lot of people have good intentions and the drive to do them, but then they die out and they do nothing with them. Um, it's really like important to make sure what your passions are, even if you haven't developed them yet, like what a sense of your passions are. And it also kind of depends on your college too. All of Yale's majors, although are in different houses like social sciences or humanities or just sciences and engineering, they're all really interdisciplinary. So if you have a way, it's really important to check out what your college values as a major and what they really look for within their major, right? So if they are really focusing on this interdisciplinary aspect, then try to find that your passions kind of meet together. Or if they're different, why are they different? Kind of explicate this tension or this convergence, because this allows you to really see your complexity as an applicant, but it also shows that you're multifaceted, right? It's not more so well-rounded, or multiple spikes, but that adds to, you're not just this one monotone person who has good grades and good scores or test optional, and who's done extracurricular activities. No, you have concrete passions with lessons and drive to do something. Whether you know what that is or not, you actually can find that at this institution. So I think that's really important to kind of keep in mind when you're filling out your apps.
I want to build on something that Ali said in terms of like the starting a nonprofit just because. So I think the trend in the past was the woman in STEM nonprofit trope, where I think there's probably at least 1,000 of them at this point, where it's much better to, build on others' resources rather than try and do another thing on your own. The new trope that I'm seeing is actually something that fits into my field, is bipartisan organizations, where I'm sorry, this is kind of like a subtle plug here, but so when I started like my organization, we were kind of like the first nonpartisan bipartisan organization and dedicated to engaging youth in politics and promoting unity and bipartisanship. That was back in February of last year. But now like in like around October, November, when the election results and the polarization reached an all-time high, all of a sudden we're seeing like 10 other nonprofits that are essentially doing the same thing, and we're just here like we exist. So I think that's a really big thing, where it looks good, but does it actually solve the problem? Because having 50 different organizations out there tackling unity and bipartisanship isn't going to be as strong as one or two big organizations all fighting together. So I'd strongly encourage you to find organizations that already exist and then work your way up in there rather than just trying to get that founder name.
Yeah, definitely agree. And also want to add on to that, since like I created a nonprofit myself, like I just want to give my take. So for me personally, I really never intended to create a nonprofit. I think it was like for most of high school, I pretty much joined other organizations, with just the intent of kind of like helping them expand their platform and their resources. And in that sense, like I really did not see a need to create another one, because I know that a lot of these platforms are doing some amazing work, and I think it's kind of stealing away from opportunities from them in a sense. But the reason why I actually started a nonprofit, and I think some of the right reasons to start it, is if there really is genuinely a void and you need to fill it. Like for me personally, I noticed that a lot of my friends and some people, like during an Instagram takeover, really wanted this support system for college apps. And so I just started this Instagram group chat just to help each other rant about college apps, and eventually expanded onto this platform where everyone was just asking for new programs, new initiatives, and stuff like that. So really only it just came very naturally, and not something that I wanted to create specifically for college applications, but it's honestly been the best decision ever, and I'm really thankful for it. So honestly, if you see a real problem in there, and if you see a void that you need to fill, definitely go for it. But definitely recommend going into other nonprofits first for some experience and stuff like that before you jump into creating one of your own or like a business of your own. So yeah, definitely.
I agree. Oh my gosh, founding one is so hard. It's so much effort. Oh my gosh. I started one. Okay, one second. Wait, I started one like last. Holy crap. Oh my god, my mom's yelling at me.
All good, all good. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, I will say, yeah, it is really hard. We've gone through a lot in like my organizations. We celebrated our first birthday today, and we put out an annual report, which I will, subtle plug, put in the chat. But I will say, a lot of people, some big red flags with nonprofits. One, if they use a free Wix site or a free WordPress site that says at the top, made by Wix, powered by WordPress. If you're not willing to put in the money to get a real website, questionable. Next red flag, @gmail.com. if your organization is sending emails from @gmail.coms, like if let's say your organization is called Youth Bipartisanship. If you're sending an email from youthbipartisanship@gmail.com, sus alert. What's the last one? Oh, and the last one is where they don't have an easy way for members to actually join it. And they just have like a lot of like Instagram accounts or something like that, where there's not like an application form, there's not an easy way to join. Well, Julia, I mean, it's really easy to send from a domain email address. Like if you buy a website, like a domain, it comes with like, you can send from that email. So like if you don't take the time, I feel like it just seems less professional if you're sending from a gmail.com email.
I agree, but like,
Dropping these
I don't know,
bombshells.
it's a lot of effort. Honestly, no, actually, I disagree with the Wix site. So actually, my friend started a free tutoring one, so Just For You Tutoring. She is based in Toronto, and she made it really big. And she's not just doing it for college apps, and she just created a Wix site, and it impacted so many people.
I think
So,
using Wix is fine, but if it's free and says like if your website, because like when they make a website, if you don't get premium, then it doesn't let you put in your own domain. So like if you put in, then the website would be like organization.wixsite.com. So like I think if you buy the domain and buy Wix Premium, then it lets you use your own domain, which that I understand. Like, because not everyone knows how to make a website. We used Wix originally, but we bought the program. That's
yeah,
just
definitely.
yeah.
Honestly, either way, I'm just here for the tea, but honestly, yeah. Honestly, at this point, just do whatever you want. Everyone's being so competitive. Everyone's gonna start nonprofits either way. So honestly, just at this point, just do your thing. That's my own advice, I guess. Like,
if you start one just for college apps, don't start it. Oh my gosh, I've like invested so much time. Like for me, like founding my own was like, I started it like last summer, and I plan to like grow it in like college and stuff. And I high key invested like at least 15 hours like every single week during college app season. So I literally didn't have time to like apply to like different colleges. So like if you're like invested, I know a lot of like nonprofits like literally like pop up in summer and die during college apps. I've seen like hundreds like on Instagram just like died. But like I guess it's like if you're really devoted and if you're like actually passionate and just not doing this for college, you'll definitely invest time. And I think that's like the better way to go instead of just like let it die.
yeah, honestly, just like do what you're passionate about and everything will come into place. Everything's gonna happen for the right reason. So yeah, let's see. Let's go into another question. I know there was something about scholarships. So hold on. Were there any scholarships that you guys applied to and received? You know what? Let's not get started with the one that I got rejected from. Okay. Still.
Rejected me, but let my mortal.
Why do I still have this can in my room? I should have gotten the Pepsi. Okay. But anyways, did anyone apply to any scholarships or have any tips for writing scholarship essays or something like that? Or just kind of like any awards you receive in like your process through like those applications and stuff like that? Or like, no, you're still in the process of applying and stuff like that for scholarships? Yeah, everyone's asking about the Coca-Cola scholarship is low-key hard to win because yeah, maybe go for some local scholarships. And yeah, Ollie, feel free to give your take on that.
Yeah, definitely local scholarships are for the win. I think I got a couple thousand just from my district because just by being a student there, and if you like qualify or something, you can just get free money. So I highly recommend that you first start with your school and to see if there's any like local or district scholarships. That will actually help you a lot because then that creates connections so that you can actually find more scholarships overall. But for me, I'm still in the running for the GATE scholarship, and I haven't heard back much. They're really slow on stuff, but all I can really tell you is when you're really don't rewrite scholarship essays, if that makes sense. Like reuse and constantly reuse, but also readjust, right? So I used for for like a couple of other scholarships, I just took stuff that I took from my Yale app and some other college apps and then just like changed a couple sentences and then it's submitted it and won some awards, right? You don't have to like come up with something new every single time, because one, that's a lot of pressure, but also too, if you're a senior, senioritis hits hard and you're not going to have the motivation to do that. So if I were you, I would just really look at your essays that you have. Are there any other essays that you had but you never used, or are there any really like easy things that, or other like essays that you can build off from your own essays that you can write and just submit? It's easier to do that and easier to adjust than kind of be like, how do I think of another good essay? Because that's a lot of time and a lot of planning. And if you're anything like me, you know, procrastination is definitely going to happen. So it's easier to really kind of focus on what you already have, and then try to go for that. I recommend when it comes to scholarships to apply as many as possible. Yes, college apps are like a lot and they are expensive, but also like make sure scholarships are also a priority. Even if you don't start like immediately, start as soon as you can and just really kind of get as many as you can, because it piles up over time.
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely check your guidance counselor. I know they, for some schools they have like scholarship bulletins, so I literally go on like other schools' website and check if they have like scholarship bulletins that are applicable to my county and stuff like that. So yeah, let's see for another question. See, how important do you think your participation in summer programs was to your admission? So did you guys participate in any summer programs, or if not, maybe like summer activities and stuff like that? Or did you do anything in particular over the summer that really boosted your college application process? Ollie, I'm not sure if you're raising your hand from the last question or if you want to answer this one.
I can answer it. I really never did any summer program until my junior year. I got admitted into a research program called Pioneer Research, or Pioneer Academics, and I was a researcher for the concentration of economics. So that was the only kind of spike or only time I had interest or the ability to dive deep into economics. And to be honest, here's the kind of thing that kind of screwed me over. Yale only accepted letters of recommendation if they were for certain different majors. So like biology, chemistry, any science, no social science. So I could not send a letter of recommendation for my professor. But honestly, I don't think it helped a lot. I think what it did help with was that I did have some experience in this field, and that I was able to write a paper, conduct my own field experiment, and do all those things that are going to be necessary, especially if you're interested in collegiate research. But I don't really think summer programs matter too much, because honestly, you could go to like Harvard Summer School every single summer and they would still reject you, right? Like, I don't think it's really important to focus on, oh, I've done a summer program or not, rather than what you've done in the summer to prepare you for the next year.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing those amazing points. And feel free, Julia, to unmute your mic and share some advice as well. Oh, unmute.
Wait, oh my gosh. Okay, so I also got into Pioneer Scholars, and like this is a interesting take, but Pioneer Scholars, like, first of all, like, I don't know, it's like I high key like failed that program because I was like, I don't know, it was just like I was in chemistry, aquatic chemistry, right? And it was like so boring. Like, oh my gosh, imagine doing STEM research at home. Like, you're just like looking at data like online, just like, it was so boring. So like I low-key just like, it was like so bad. So then like if you want to like do like STEM, make sure to like go in a lab or something, because like for me it was like the fun part is like the lab. Oh my gosh, it was like, and then I high key just like, oh my god, it was so bad. And then I just didn't include the RAC letter. Like, I didn't really need to, I don't think. I guess like summer programs, like, I don't know. It was like Pioneer's academics is like the customer service is also really bad. High key, so find another research program I would recommend. It was so bad. Oh my gosh, like it was like so confusing as well. It was just so bad. Anyways, yeah. So another summer program I went in sophomore year that pretty much changed my life, I would say, like looking back, was Yale Young Global Scholars. And y'all should definitely apply, but I mean, if you're juniors, you're too late. But yeah, it's like really, it pretty much change, like it was like competitive, so it's like I don't know, like 17% acceptance rate, so like definitely applied to the competitive ones, but it definitely like changed my life because not like it's just the people. I feel like the summer programs are there for you to like kind of like make friends and just make like long lasting friends. And I think I live in the school where like, I don't know, like all the clubs, like people don't have drive, right? Like people just aren't passionate. They're just in there for college. And it really like Yale really opened my eyes to like all the like, I was in the group like all the brilliant minds in the world, right? Like all the really smart people in the world, from over 100 countries. And it really opened my eyes to like the passion that everyone have to like help the world, I guess. So I don't know, it's just like an enrichment experience. And I high-key didn't like list it on my Common App, like the 10 activities that you're supposed to list or the awards. I listed in my resume, but like I don't know if that like impacted a lot. But I don't think like, I mean, summer programs are just there to like kind of like expose your field. I don't know, like expand your horizon, but like I don't know if it's like really that impactful, but definitely like open your eyes to a lot of things.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing your experiences on that. And Andrew, feel free to unmute your mic and share your experiences too.
Yeah, so for me, during my sophomore year, I worked on the Yang campaign. That was during from February. No, I started working on that from April 2019 down to February 2020 when he dropped out. So that really took up a lot of my summer, where it was more of like a non-traditional in terms of college stuff that people do. So especially during a year like that, it was the election season. So if you're interested in political science or something like that, I would strongly recommend you to work for even a local campaign. A lot of local campaigns need, workers, interns, volunteers, and you can definitely work your way up to, higher leadership positions as well. In addition, my junior year summer, my junior year summer, I took a course with Cornell. It was online. I took PAM 2030, Big Data for Big Policy Problems. It gave me a Cornell email address so I could manifest, but also I guess gave me the opportunity to further show Cornell my interest, because I sent my transcript like from the course to the admissions office, so you can do that. So if that's available to you, I think that's also a good opportunity, rather than some other courses that they might offer that aren't for credit. If you do one of those things, I would strongly recommend you to do it for credit.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing your experiences on that. And Will, feel free to give your take on it too.
Yeah, so my take on this is I think the best place to start if you're confused is start local and build yourself up. Don't feel like you have to work at a hospital in Russia. Don't feel like you have to solve poverty somewhere. Don't feel like you have to do all these great things like working with the president, all of those things. Like it's all a means of networking, and what's available to you in your local context is what I can emphasize. Don't feel like you have to do these big, magnificent things. For example, things that I did in my community, I taught environmental science in my high school every summer. I took summer classes. I volunteered at the library. I think aside from that, the only thing that as I went to Boise State, which was like a program, but honestly, just start local. You don't have to do these big, magnificent things to impress an admissions officer. I feel like they'd rather see you take time to solve issues in your communities, make an impact on your community, because they look at you in a local context is what another big factor too. So start local and build yourself up. Don't feel like you have to do all these big opportunities, because most of the times you may not even like them, which is kind of the honest truth.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely agree. And Ollie, if you wanted to add some last minute thoughts.
Just kind of with summer programs, you'd never have to do them. You never have to kind of do anything everyone else is doing, because then there's no value to them, right? If everyone else is doing them and you're doing them, unless you bring value to it or you're searching for value, there's really nothing that's going to be taken from that. But with summer programs, if you're doing them and you're doing them by your own volition, have fun with them. But I would say don't expect too much from it. Yes, make connections and do that, but don't kind of think you're gonna like change the world within them. Not because you can't, but because if you're gonna go in with such high expectations, you might miss out on some of the lessons you'll learn or the memories you'll have in that program. But just if I were you, I would just start, searching and Googling like summer programs. I know there's articles and lists out there, but I didn't know about Pioneer until Questbridge. But if you can connect with people who've done summer programs at certain places, then you can definitely get a lot more connections and resources to kind of explore them.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that advice. Unfortunately, we're kind of running out of time before we take pictures and announce the social media competition winners. So we're just gonna wrap up questions there. But if you want to contact some people, I know that Julia is dropping her first gen support handle for Instagram. If you guys want to drop your contact info to reach out to the speakers with more questions and stuff like that. But yeah, so before we get into everything else, can we give a big thank you to our speakers? Give some big hype in the chat, some big thank yous for sharing their advice and stuff like that. Come on, show some love, give some hype. Where is it? Oh my god, yes. Come on, guys. That virtual round of applause. Yeah, let's go. Alrighty. So, all right, so y'all know what time it is. We're gonna take some pictures. So turn on those cameras, guys. Come on. I want to see those faces. Come on. Come on, guys. Let's go. Oh, we love that background. Look at that. Great. Oh, I say turn on your camera. 2 people left. Like, damn. Damn, y'all really be camera shy. Okay. Yes. Oh my god. I keep on forgetting what the name of the anime is. Wait. What's that anime background? Does anyone know what it is? I do not know what it is.
Gotta keep an eye out for Selena. That's not the anime. I'm just talking about her name.
Oh my god, my friend's been talking about that for like forever.
I'm sorry, you definitely hear it too much.
But it's cool. I like it. It's
out.
fun.
I don't know if this is a TikTok joke or I'm just uncultured holistically.
It's a TikTok joke.
Oh, I think. Oh yeah, I deleted the app for a bit. So, oh, all right. Oh no. Okay, come on, guys. Come on, guys. More? No.
I texted the anime in the chat for you like the 3rd time today.
I keep on forgetting. Sorry, I have really bad memory loss. Oh, it's Detective Conan. Guys, don't make me Photoshop the rest of the row for the picture. Come on, guys. Come on. Turn on those cameras. I know y'all got cameras.
Cameras.
Come on, guys.
Cameras.
Next 3 people to turn on their cameras get stickers. Oh. You know what? I'll just give everyone stickers if y'all attend those closing ceremonies, whoever turns on their cameras. All right, you know what? I feel like that's the best we got. So, hold on. Maybe if I could just like hide. Oh, there we go. Oh, look at y'all. Okay. Hide non-video participants. Oh, you don't have a camera? Oh no, man. Okay. Alrighty, so let's just do some basic poses because I don't know what else to do besides peace signs and hearts. Unless y'all want to do that K-pop heart. Yeah, let's just do the double peace sign, the basic one. So I'm running out of ideas. So everyone hold up those double peace signs. Sorry. You're all gonna die from cringe. I'm surprised you guys are still on this Zoom. Alright, come on guys, those peace signs. Oh, peace signs. The new people who joined in. Okay. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Alrighty. Do y'all have any other ideas? I'm sister struggling here. I don't know what else to do besides this or this. I'm not doing a thumbs up again. We did that the other Zoom and it looked really bad. What suggestions you guys have? Hold on. Let me look at my virtual filter. What if I do like the dank meme glasses like this? Does that look cringe? No. Oh yeah, great suggestion. But maybe another day. Maybe the closing ceremony. All right, guys, do y'all want to put glasses? Who wants to put glasses? Does anyone have sunglasses? Or is everyone on their iPhone for Zoom, so you can't put the filter on? You know what? Yes, put those glasses on. Put the glasses. Oh my god, yes. Oh my god, we almost got. It's all right. We're
I
divided.
don't think I have the glasses downloaded on my Mac.
Oh, it's okay. At least you have.
I don't either. I don't know what to do.
No, it's all right. At least y'all have.
Yeah,
glasses.
can't either.
Okay. Okay,
I
so
don't think it works on Macs. Yeah, Macs are weird.
wait, I
Wait,
gotta,
Now you can see my Mac.
oh wait, no, I got a MacBook Pro. Okay, let's just do it. Okay, let's just do a hard with this. This. I'm not gonna use this. We'll just. Oh, she's doing the K-pop heart. Okay, so we'll just all do the hearts. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. I gotta take. Alrighty, so that's the last of the pictures, but y'all know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play. This is gonna be your favorite song of the night. You will never forget this day. But when the beat drops, y'all gotta wave. Oh no, I gotta take off these glasses. I am not wearing these during the video thing. Oops. Okay. Okay. So when I tell you guys to wave, just wave. When the beat drops. So, hold on. Okay. Sorry for this in advance. Okay. Wait. 1 second. Hold on. Let me wait for it to start. Okay. Wave. Hey, college panel AMA 3. So fun. Thank you guys for coming. Okay, I rickrolled everyone right this time. Okay, I didn't do it. I didn't tell people before it rickrolled. Okay.
Just
Uh-oh.
hit us like that.
Does that count? Did I rickroll 16 people at the same time?
Yeah.
I'm not leaving. Okay, so now we're just gonna introduce the social media competition winners. So can I get a drum roll, please? Let's see if someone's actually gonna do it. No! I'm gonna be the only one doing it. Okay, fine. 3, 2, 1, and congratulations everyone for winning some Beam stickers. And you know who's underlined here? Cause she wins. Hold on, give me a second. Oh my god. She wins a pop figure. One of those. Alrighty, guys. Wait, hold on. Give me a second. You know what? Since this is the last Zoom of the night, and you know what? You know what I do for the last Zooms of the night? I don't think there's enough people for this. I think you're gonna sabotage me, but on the last Zooms, what we did was we all just screamed because we're all stressed. So hold on. Give me a second.
Miss Girl, I did that last time with you. Did you forget that?
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
me too.
You did? I thought there was like half of y'all sabotaging me. Hold on, I'm gonna get the pop figures. All right, so on the count of 3, we're gonna unmute our mics and just scream. So do not
Scream, everyone's sleeping.
No, why is everyone leaving? This is the best part. Okay, ready? Ready, guys? No. Are you actually gonna do it with me?
What?
You're not gonna do it with me.
I'll do it with you, but like I'm gonna have to like
I'm doing this with you too. I'm faithful, okay? Unlike some other people, but like we aren't gonna talk about that.
I saw you like this with your. Okay, are you actually gonna do it? Are you actually gonna scream?
I'll do it with you. I got a roast AP bio. I take out my.
Oh yeah, we need to release the stress for your AP bio test. So in honor of Selena's AP bio.
You know what? Where's my IB textbook? Where's my IB textbook?
IB gang, IB gang.
IB!
IB. Oh, this is being recorded.
Oh, you're gonna get canceled.
No.
Okay,
No,
hey guys,
IB
are you ready for the?
I always say that IB is better than AP, but it is. But you know, we hate the IB.
I despise it.
You
You know what? Whatever. Just gonna pick up some random shit. Let's go. Let's do this.
Guys, everyone throw some stuff. You don't have to.
I don't have anything to throw.
Okay, guys, ready? So much stuff to throw. Okay, on the count of 3, we're gonna scream into the mic. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Is it just me? Wait, was that? I feel like I can't hear anything.
I just.
Sorry, did I make you lose your hearing? I'm sorry. Okay. No, this is part of the actual thing. I'm actually gonna upload it. Okay.
Let's cut this end.
You know, it's all right. Okay, so hold on. Before I end it off, let me just. Okay. Hold on.
You drew your bio IA draft.
See y'all. Thank you for coming. Rick roll of the
Okay, bye.
and go. I don't want to hold y'all up. Okay, see ya.